Okay, so for example number 5, it says that it's compounded continuously. So if anytime you see the word continuously, what formula would you use? Yeah, it's going to be annual, or the amount is equal to the principal times e raised to the RT. Whenever you see that word continuous. Now, well, I got to be careful how I say that, right? Because some textbooks will say with a continual interest rate compounded 4 times a year, and then they say continuously. So if you see the word continuous or continuously, and they don't tell you how many times a year it is or give you any clue, then this is the formula. So what this means is that every second of every day, interest is being compounded. Okay? Well, kind of. You have to have t for time, and so it's hard to describe. But anyways, in our textbook, when you see compound continuously, this is what you use. So it says Latasha starts with an investment of $100, that's P, and it's invested at an interest rate of 8%, which is R. And then it says it's compounded continuously. Find the amount that it grows at 1, 2, 3 for time. So at 1 year, how much money will she have? At 2 years, how much money will she have? At 3 years, and so on and so forth. And it says go all the way to 7. So we want to find out how much she has, for first year, second year, third year. All right. So her amount is equal to the principal, which is 100, times e raised to the rate, which is 0.08 times t. But on our calculator, we're going to make that an x, right? So in your book, it'll look like this, t. And then the easiest way to do this is to put it in the graph. Now this is a perfect situation in which we would look at the table. Here we don't need to look at the graph. This is a perfect application for the table. So if I say 100 times e to the 0.08x, like that, and I plug that in my calculator, it'll give me all that information, okay? So now I just got to, I closed it, so we got to wait for it to open. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph that. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to clear this, and then I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to say 100 times e raised to the, in parentheses, 0.08 times x, close the parentheses, just like that. Then I'm going to go second window to get my table set. I want to start at year 1, and I want to count by ones. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to change my table to increment my x value by 1. Now what that means is I start at 1, then I add 1, so the next value will be 2. I'm talking about the x value, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now if I hit second graph, I pull up my table, that's the information. After 1 year, it'll be worth $108.33. You leave that money in for 2 years, the total amount it'll be worth is $117.35. You leave it in for 3 years, it's $127.12. For 4 years, it'll be $137.71. At 5 years, it'll be $149.18. And at 6 years, it'll be $161. And after 7 years, it'll be worth $175.07. Does that make sense? So you'll have a couple of homework problems like that. Any questions on that one? Because that's really it. That's all we have to do for that one. Okay, good.